Why invisible wealth is the strongest form of power. To get rich is not only by saving your money, is far beyond that. If you want to get wealthy, this teaching is for you, and if you are tired of being poor, this is also for you. Before we continue, remember to subscribe for more teachings that elevate your mindset. Most people misunderstand wealth. They believe it is loud, visible, and proven through display. Machiavelli would have considered this a dangerous mistake. In his view, what is visible attracts attention, and attention attracts interference. True wealth historically was rarely obvious. The most powerful families, merchants, and rulers concealed their strength. They lived modestly compared to their influence. This was not humility, it was strategy. Wealth that announces itself invites envy, dependency, and exploitation. Psychologically, humans react poorly to visible success. Display triggers comparison. Comparison triggers resentment. Resentment invites sabotage, sometimes subtle, sometimes direct. Machiavelli warned that enemies are often created not by wrongdoing, but by being seen as fortunate. This is why the first rule of invisible wealth is silence. Not secrecy born of fear, but discretion born of intelligence. When people don't know your financial position, they cannot form expectations of you. Expectations are the first chain. Modern psychology confirms this. The more others believe they understand your resources, the more they feel entitled to them emotionally, socially, or financially. Requests increase. Guilt increases. Pressure increases. Wealth begins to serve others instead of you. Machiavelli believed power must always retain freedom of movement. The same applies to money. If your wealth limits your options because of social obligation, then it is no longer power, it is burden. Being poor is not only a financial condition, it is a mental position where survival consumes attention, urgency replaces strategy, and short-term thinking dominates decisions. Escaping poverty requires more than earning more. It requires thinking differently about time, risk, and visibility. This teaching is not about greed. It is about independence. Wealth, in its highest form, is the ability to choose without asking permission. Permission from employers, from society, from expectation. Machiavelli would say this: those who reveal their strength too early lose it. Those who grow quietly retain control. The journey to wealth does not begin with money. It begins with restraint, patience, and psychological discipline. One of the most common traps on the path to wealth is the urge to display progress. Machiavelli would have seen this impulse as a weakness, not moral, but strategic. Visibility creates vulnerability. When people display wealth, they believe they are proving success. In reality, they are broadcasting position. And position, once known, becomes something others react to. Some admire. Many envy. A few feel entitled. Almost all begin to adjust their behavior toward you. Psychologically, visible wealth changes social dynamics. Friends expect generosity. Family assumes access. Strangers feel comfortable making requests. Even business relationships shift. People test boundaries, inflate prices, or attempt to leverage your perceived resources. Money that should have increased freedom, instead increases obligation. Machiavelli warned rulers against appearing too fortunate too quickly. Fortune attracts attention, and attention attracts challengers. The same principle applies today. When your financial growth becomes public, you invite commentary, judgment, and interference. Quiet progress avoids these costs. Modern behavioral psychology explains why this happens. Humans are wired to compare. Display triggers comparison, and comparison triggers emotional responses, often resentment masked as curiosity or humor. Over time, this erodes goodwill. What was once neutral becomes competitive. Another danger is internal. Displaying wealth subtly alters decision-making. When image becomes important, spending shifts from utility to performance. Purchases are no longer made to improve life, but to maintain status. This is how income rises, while net worth stagnates. Machiavelli would recognize this as misplaced priority. Resources used for appearance cannot be used for leverage, investment, or resilience. The appearance of wealth replaces the substance of it. True wealth grows best in environments free from pressure. Silence protects focus. Privacy preserves flexibility. When no one knows how much you have, you can move without explanation. You can take risks without ridicule. You can pause without being judged as falling off. This does not mean living in fear or pretending to be poor. It means strategic modesty. Live below your means. Speak less about money. Let results accumulate quietly. Those who rush to look rich often do so because they need validation. Machiavelli would say they are already dependent, if not on money, then on approval. The disciplined individual delays display. They prioritize ownership over appearance, leverage over lifestyle, and freedom over applause. Wealth that must be seen is fragile. Wealth that grows unseen becomes unmovable. The difference between those who remain poor and those who quietly become wealthy is not intelligence, it is time perception. Machiavelli understood that power belongs to those who can think beyond the present moment. Wealth follows the same rule. Most people are trapped in short-term survival thinking. They ask, "What can I gain now?" rather than, "What position will this place me in later?" This mindset creates urgency, and urgency leads to poor decisions. Wealth requires patience, and patience requires psychological discipline. Machiavelli warned against acting under emotional pressure. Fear, excitement, and impatience distort judgment. When applied to money, these emotions push people toward quick wins, risky displays, and impulsive spending. The poor often seek relief. The wealthy seek leverage. Modern psychology supports this through delayed gratification studies. Individuals who can delay reward consistently achieve greater long-term success, not because they are smarter, but because they resist emotional impulses. They trade pleasure for positioning. Long-term wealth thinking prioritizes systems over outcomes. Instead of chasing sudden income, it focuses on repeatable structures, skills that compound, investments that grow, relationships that multiply opportunity. This is slower, but far more stable. Machiavelli believed fortune favors preparation. Wealth works the same way. Opportunities appear randomly, but only those positioned correctly can exploit them. If your money is tied up in appearance, consumption, or debt, opportunity passes unnoticed. Another key psychological shift is separation of identity from income. Poor thinking ties self-worth to immediate financial state. Rich thinking treats money as a tool, not a measure of value. This detachment allows calm decision-making even during loss or delay. Those who master long-term thinking also embrace invisibility. They do not need external confirmation of progress. They trust the process because they understand compounding how small, consistent actions grow powerful over time. Machiavelli would say this: "The impatient serve fortune, the patient command it." Wealth built slowly but deliberately is difficult to destroy. It does not rely on trends, applause, or luck. It rests on structure. If you want to escape poverty, you must stop thinking like someone trying to survive the month and start thinking like someone building the next decade. Money grows where time is respected. Machiavelli understood that dependence is never neutral. Whoever needs permission cannot accumulate power. Wealth, in its truest form, is independence. Independence of choice, movement, and decision-making. Most people remain financially stuck because they are dependent in ways they do not recognize. They depend on a single income source, on approval, on stability provided by others, or on systems they do not control. Dependence creates vulnerability, and vulnerability limits strategy. Psychologically, dependence shrinks imagination. When survival depends on one employer, one client, or one institution, risk becomes terrifying. People avoid experimentation. They suppress ambition. They choose safety over growth, even when safety is fragile. Machiavelli warned rulers never to rely fully on mercenaries or allies. Dependence weakens authority because it transfers leverage outward. The same principle applies to money. If your financial life relies entirely on forces outside your control, your freedom is already compromised. Modern psychology explains this through loss aversion. People fear losing what they depend on more than they desire gaining something better. This fear keeps them obedient, cautious, and stagnant. Wealth requires stepping outside this psychological trap. Another form of dependence is emotional. When people seek security through consumption, buying comfort, status, or relief, they become dependent on spending to feel stable. This creates a cycle where money leaves as fast as it arrives. Income rises, but wealth does not. Machiavelli would see this as misdirected attachment. Attachment weakens judgment. The wealthy individual trains themselves to tolerate discomfort without panic. They delay gratification not because they enjoy deprivation, but because they value leverage. True wealth builders diversify not just investments, but options. They cultivate multiple skills, relationships, and income streams, not to be greedy, but to reduce vulnerability. Options create calm. Calm enables strategy. Dependence also affects how others treat you. Those who sense your need will negotiate harder, pay less, and offer fewer opportunities. Independence commands respect, even when resources are limited. It signals resilience. This does not mean rejecting cooperation. It means avoiding total reliance. Machiavelli believed alliances should be chosen, not required. Wealth works the same way. If you want to grow rich without anyone knowing, reduce dependence quietly, build redundancy, strengthen skills, save not just money, but optionality. The less you need, the harder you are to control. And the harder you are to control, the freer you become. To create wealth that cannot be stolen, manipulated, or disrupted, you must understand one final truth. True wealth is built through strategy, not chance. Machiavelli's teachings on power and control extend beyond politics and rulers. They are strategies for individuals to quietly amass wealth and influence without drawing unwanted attention. The final rule for lasting, invisible wealth is to act with patience and purpose. Wealth is not built through rapid, visible accumulation. It is built through compounded actions that accumulate slowly over time, out of sight, unnoticed. 1. Slow and steady wins the race. Machiavelli believed that speed and impulsiveness often led to downfall. Wealth is not a sprint, it is a marathon. Fast, visible accumulation invites jealousy, scrutiny, and interference. Quiet, steady progress avoids these risks and compounds into something powerful over time. Machiavelli would advise against showing your wealth too quickly. Instead, build silently and let results speak. Psychologically, the fear of missing out or not keeping up drives many into rapid investments or risky ventures. This emotional response to scarcity and competition is what prevents most from gaining true wealth. Wealthy individuals are rarely in a rush. Their focus is on long-term positioning. Their actions are deliberate, not driven by the urgency of the moment. 2. Control resources. Don't hoard. Machiavelli's principle of controlling resources, rather than hoarding them, applies to wealth building today. He understood that true power comes from control over vital resources, not the accumulation of wealth for wealth's sake. Similarly, wealth is about having strategic assets, money, knowledge, skills, and relationships at your disposal, not locked away for personal use. Machiavelli's genius lay in seeing the value of power that is not immediately obvious. Wealth that is applied in small ways, building networks, learning, acquiring assets that are slow to appreciate, creates long-term strength. These assets, when needed, are always at hand, providing opportunities even when they seem scarce. 3. Use discretion in your moves. Machiavelli's final rule for wealth is discretion. Wealth that is visible creates enemies. Wealth that is concealed creates freedom. To become truly wealthy, you must act quietly and make strategic, deliberate moves. Do not boast about your achievements. Keep your investments, growth, and financial decisions private. Share only what is necessary and do so with purpose. The psychology of silence is powerful. The less others know about your financial position, the less they can expect from you, the less they can pressure you, and the less they can undermine your efforts. Invisible wealth creates psychological independence. It removes you from the vulnerability of comparison. Machiavelli warned that the moment you reveal power, you risk losing it. To accumulate wealth without drawing attention means constantly asking yourself, who benefits from my success? If the answer is anyone other than yourself, keep it hidden. Use this information for strategic planning, not display. Wealth is not about what you have, but what you control. Machiavelli's ultimate rule for wealth is this: true wealth is not in the possession of money, but in the control of resources and the ability to act without obstruction. By using patience, strategy, discretion, and control, you build not just financial wealth, but psychological freedom, which is the greatest wealth of all. In the end, to get rich without anyone knowing is not about secrecy, it's about psychological sovereignty. When you control your behavior, your perception, and your resources, wealth will quietly flow toward you. And when it does, you won't need to show it. You'll simply use it for freedom, leverage, and influence, without anyone ever noticing how much power you truly have. This is how you build wealth like Machiavelli: slowly, silently, strategically. And once you've mastered the art of invisible wealth, no one can hold you, break you, or stop you. Remember to subscribe for more teachings that builds the mind.